One. Hopefully we pick the right one. Oh yeah, God. Yeah.
Two teams, and we both happened to pick the Vikings, who got very disappointingly upset by the Bengals
Very
during
disappointed.
an overtime fumble by Dalvin Cook. It's almost like it couldn't happen. Like it was almost like there's no way. They play with our emotions, but anyway, we were able to buy it back, and we have now one entry for all four of us. Sadly, we have Omar in the middle of a flight back to Dubai. Seb has some nice,
He's having...
some busy times right now.
Yeah.
So it's just me and Danny Boy here. We're gonna hopefully try and pick for the four of us. I don't know how we're gonna do it because we
Now
already
it's
got a
really
few.
all on us. We can't blame
Yeah,
anyone else. It's
yeah.
really just me
Oh,
and
it
you.
really is.
Damn.
Yeah, it really is. I feel like at the end of the day, like I did ask for Seb and Omar's input, but at the end of the day, like it'll be hard to kind of like go back and forth. So
Yeah.
it really does come down to you and I.
Yeah.
Um, let's get right to it. Just as a quick FYI, so I'll just say it right here. Omar's suggestions were Browns against
Texans.
the Texans, Broncos against the.
Panthers.
There you go. Wait, no, that's Saints.
Is it? Oh, the Saints. Who are the
Yeah, yeah.
Broncos playing? Oh, Jags. They're playing the Jags.
Jaguars,
My bad. Yeah.
Jaguars. Rams against. Oh my God, why am I blanking out on all these matchups?
I can't remember who the Rams are playing.
Why
Let
am
me
I
check.
blanking out on this? Colts. I thought so. I
Okay.
thought they already played the Colts. Anyway, against Rams against the Colts.
Yeah.
Bills after a really weird
Bad
week
start.
one against the
Yeah.
Saints, against the Dolphins, and the Packers, my lovely Packers versus the Lions. And then we have Seb as Broncos again, Rams again, Bills again, Patriots and Steelers, which I believe are also part of your suggestions too.
Yeah.
So let's get right down to it. I will say in my other Survivor League, I picked the Patriots. So I
Nice.
do. I mean, at the end of the day, if we pick Patriots, I'm changing it.
Yeah.
But it's just I want to play it a little bit more riskier than I would.
I know.
I mean, I know it's the Jets, but it's still Mac Jones, So let's talk about that matchup. What do you think about that? Is it that one-sided that it's a
Yeah.
safe pick?
I think this is an undervalued pick because I think I read somewhere it was like 91% of Survivor leagues have picked the Browns versus Houston. So I really don't want to pick the Browns because if the Browns do, for whatever reason, end up losing, which is really unrealistic, but also the Texans did come out better than everyone expected, then you're only facing 9% of the league. So I really want to stay away from the Browns for that reason. But back to the original point, I think the New England Patriots are a very good, very well drilled team, and the Jets just aren't. I think the Jets are going to take a lot of time. They've got a brand new head coach, brand new quarterback, a lot of new players, whereas New England is very much the same New England we've had for a long time, just minus Tom Brady. And I think kind of Mac Jones is almost like a clone of Tom Brady, the way he plays, the way he looks, just fits in the scheme perfectly. And he had a really good week. He had a really great week one. It just happened to be against the better Dolphins. And the Dolphins are a decent team. So they came close. The Jets just were not close really at all. They had a couple long shots that ended up scoring on. I think it was the Corey Davis last minute long shot. But apart from that, they didn't look too great. So I have a lot of faith in the Patriots, but if you've got one league where you've already taken the Patriots, we can take something else.
No. I'll adjust after. Like I don't mind adjusting after. Even then, I mean, I don't want to make the same mistake of having the same pick. That's why.
Right.
But I'll probably change it if we decide Patriots. So I will say, with your argument on the Browns, that's actually something that I wanted to bring up as well. I usually, what I did last time when I was towards the end of the weeks, when I was like week 8, 9, 10, I was looking at the odds, and I was never picking the most like the safest one, because of the same reason. You have the majority of people picking that, and you're kind of trying to bet against them too.
Yeah.
Obviously you'll bet against yourself if you get eliminated, but if you get that upset to be the highest one, then we get rid of a lot of people all in one go. So I'm happy to not pick the Browns. And also, I know we said the Texans are trash, but I don't know. I mean, I know they played against the Jaguars. I know it wasn't like the best of, they weren't playing, the best football either, but I'm just not fully sold that the Browns will like. I mean, they should win. I mean, they are the favorite to win. It's just, I don't know. I have a bad feeling, so I'd rather just stay away from
I do too. That's what I'm saying. Is like, I know I'm a Texans fan, but like, I'm an honest Texans fan. They should suck, but they do have good pieces, and who knows what kind of Browns we're gonna see. Yeah, the Browns should dominate, but I just haven't seen quite enough of them just yet to put a survivor pick on them. Like if I was doing like even a part, like I think it's minus 13.5 Browns, so they have a huge spread. So I don't even think they'll cover that. But yeah, I don't know. I just want to stay away from that altogether right now. I haven't seen enough of the Texans. We've seen one game, and they looked really good. So I want like a bigger sample size before I put. It's kind of like Detroit Lions. Like, I don't really want to pick the Packers. Should be an easy pick. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, the Packers really sucked, and the Lions were actually really good in the final quarter.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really want to, like, use that pick already. I want to see further down the line.
If the Packers already use that excuse of, like, or Aaron Rodgers of like, oh, there's too much drama, like we're getting ready. Like, what if that's still lingering?
Yeah.
So I don't wanna put my money there either. I know the offensive line looked terrible, for the Packers. So that's also another one. Again, you said it yourself. I mean, I'm not saying that Jared Goff came here and turned the Lions around, but coming off of a great almost comeback against the 49ers.
Yeah.
Momentum can.
It's kind of like similar to the Texans. Like, they're not a good team, but they have good pieces. They have like some decent players that can like hurt you. So that's my thinking behind it. I just don't want to touch either of those matchups for our Survivor League. It feels very much like a trap to me. It almost feels like too easy to pick. And based on how good the Texans looked, and how good the Detroit Lions looked, and how bad the Packers looked, and how they were okay. Baker Mayfield didn't score a touchdown, threw one interception, no touchdowns. So he played well. He just didn't happen to score a touchdown. So yeah, I just want to stay away from those two matchups today.
No, I get it. And going back to the Patriots, like based on what we saw from the Jets O-line, the Patriots defense is just gonna run over that.
Yeah.
And you have the typical record going on in favor. Patriots demolishing the Jets usually, and on top of that, Patriots just came from a conference defeat, which they really need to take a win from. So yeah, let's leave Patriots as a top one there.
Yeah.
Another one that the boys were talking about were the Broncos against the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Broncos have an odds of 1.38 to 1, minus 6.5 spread. What do you think?
I originally liked this pick until I kind of like the same rationale I was using for the other ones. Like, I don't know if I can trust the Broncos just yet, as well as them losing their top wide receiver. Doesn't bode too well that Jerry Jeudy is not actually playing. And then on top of that, the Jags did have a terrible game, but it was their first game. Who knows? Trevor Lawrence that extra week of practice could turn things around. I think it's going to be a closer matchup than people think. I do think the Broncos will win, but again, it's just not a pick I want to take right now. Like, it's just too iffy. I think the Patriots one is just very simple and outright compared to this one. So I wouldn't mind taking the Broncos. It's definitely a risky play, but I think the Patriots is a bit safer.
I think all these 4 teams that we just mentioned, so Patriots, Jets, Jags, and Broncos, are like new teams.
Yeah.
Completely revamped.
Yeah.
If I were to pick one of those 4, I'd definitely pick the one led by Bill Belichick.
Yeah, exactly.
But even with, between Broncos and Jaguars, like, again, we saw one game of each. Broncos beat the Giants, not a good sample. Jaguars played horribly. And I think, usually, maybe I'm wrong, but usually when a rookie QB has a terrible week 1 game, does come out swinging for the second week.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to expect from Trevor Lawrence. He is a good quarterback. He has been a good quarterback. So it's just I don't want to lose. I don't want to be eliminated by the Jaguars. Let's say it that way.
Yeah, that would suck.
I don't. We already got eliminated by the Bengals.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it again. Although if we get eliminated by the Jets, though, that's a little weirder. But I do think the Patriots are a bit more of a safe side.
Yeah. I kind of because also this week's kind of interesting because the Broncos play the Jets next week. So if the Jets continue to stink and the Patriots do win, I would not mind taking the Broncos next week at home. Currently they're -8.5. So I think this is kind of like a week where it's a very much wait and see week for the Broncos, because I think if they can torch the Jags, then they should have no problem torching the Jets, especially if Mac Jones tears those guys apart. I think Broncos would be a good, decent, like low tier pick that not many people would pick next week. So it would be interesting.
No, and I feel like having the Patriots, like being able to sneak a win out of the Patriots and not having to pick them later would be great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my feeling on this is like a lot of big teams kind of struggle in the early goings of the NFL season, which is why I don't like picking them. We saw it with the Vikings. We saw it with the Packers. So that's why I kind of wanted to wait to use the Bucs, the Arizona Cardinals, the Rams, the Packers, all those guys kind of like, I don't know, week 7, week 6 onwards. I kind of want to get those Broncos, the Patriots, the who else is there? Maybe even like the Chargers or the Colts, kind of like get those guys out of the way first so I can have the easier picks later on.
Yeah.
And also the Titans lost as well. I'm sure, a lot of people probably put Titans on because they were I think they were favorited to win it. I think they were -7.5. Excuse me. So definitely interesting. So should we talk about who's the other one? Oh, Steelers versus Raiders. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I know basically, first of all, we already have an inside bet, you and I, between for those.
Oh yeah,
so
we did. I forgot.
I don't want to put more money on that.
Right. Yeah.
But on top of that, I still look at the Steelers less than you do, and I look at the Raiders more than you do. So I think this actually is the closer game. The Raiders, I don't know. The Raiders were able to finish the year with 10 wins last season. So I feel like they are a very undervalued team.
Yeah.
I know Josh Jacobs is out.
It's another reason why I'd want to pick them.
Yeah.
Also, we talked about this earlier in the podcast on Thursday night when we were talking about Darren Waller and how basically the only target for Derek Carr is Darren Waller. It's 20. Was it 19 targets that he had? Something ridiculous, 19 or 21. Targets, I can't remember. 19 targets. Yeah. So it's very clear that the Steelers know who the ball is going to go to. So I won't be surprised to see double teaming on Darren Waller to make the other receivers kind of earn their money, if you will. And I think the Steelers just have a massively better offense and defense than the Raiders do. So that's why I would like to pick them, just because, like we talked about this again as well earlier in podcasts, that the Steelers do have the hardest strength of schedule. Kind of getting them out the way might be nice as well. They're coming off a massive win against the Bills. They're at home at Heinz Field. I'm looking out the window. It's a beautiful day in Pittsburgh. No weather conditions here. That's why I would tend to favor them. I think they would be my top pick, if I'm honest with you, just because Steelers later on in the season, they're playing hard. I think they have the Packers in week 4 or week 5. They have Bengals next week, and we know the Bengals are a bit iffy. Obviously, they play the Bills again. They do have a very difficult strength of schedule.
They play the Bills twice?
I think they do, don't they? Oh, no, sorry. No, they don't. Sorry, they play the Ravens twice. They play the Browns twice. So it's very iffy schedule, and the Raiders kind of falls on their lap. Raiders are down in the dumps. Not down in the dumps, sorry. The Raiders are kind of happy about it. I think I saw that the Raiders are 4-16 after winning week 1. So they don't like having bounce back games.
It's a weird stat.
So yeah, I saw that earlier today when I was kind of trying to ensure that we picked the Steelers. But yeah, I think the Steelers are my favorites, and then I think the Patriots are after that. Do you want to talk about like a heavy favorite? A very, very heavy favorite would be the Bucs versus Atlanta.
Yeah, but I do like your thought process of leaving the Bucs for later. I feel like picking the Bucs over Falcons is such a waste.
Yeah,
it's just like,
well, also don't they have to play again anyway? So like you could use the exact same pick later on in the season when if you're struggling whatever week it is.
That is very true. I just wanted to add, so for the Steelers, personally, I'm not too comfortable picking it right now, but I might just trust you and put it on the other one, on the personal one, and just go with it. Derek Carr scares me. He really does. And I'm looking at the schedule, so other times that I would pick the Steelers, maybe against the Broncos, against the Lions.
Is the Broncos home or away? I would never pick against the Broncos. At Heinz Field or at Broncos? Yep. At Heinz Field.
At Steelers. Yeah, at Steelers. Same with the Lions. It's at Steelers.
Okay.
And then later on, we'd have the double matchups: Ravens, Browns, and Bengals again. Like much later down the road, which we could kind of see where the Steelers have been.
Yeah. Derek Carr only had an 89 quarterback rating last week, which is not great.
No, he scares me as in like, it's the same like logic that we've been using with Trevor Lawrence and like other quarterbacks. It's like, which one are we gonna get? Like even Kirk Cousins, like which one are we gonna get? I mean, Darren Waller is a fantastic player.
Josh Jacobs not playing, and he scored 2 touchdowns last week. So next, and they don't have Mariota for their kind of fake plays. So that's all on Kenyon Drake.
Were they using it?
Yeah, Marcus Mariota had 31 yards rushing last week.
Oh wow.
That was the only time they used him was in running plays. So, and he's out. So they really don't have anyone to run apart from Kenyon Drake. He was 6 attempts, only 11 yards, 1.8 yards per carry. That's bad.
Yeah, I know. Everyone probably rushed to go get Kenyon Drake.
He did have 5 targets and 5 receptions for 59 yards, so he was definitely used as more of a receiver, whereas Josh Jacobs had only 1 reception for 6 yards. So Kenyon Drake is definitely the pass catcher, and
probably Peyton Barber is gonna have a good rushing game though.
Ugh, Peyton Barber sucks wherever he goes, man. He is he is overhyped in Washington. He's overhyped at Tampa. He's overhyped everywhere. Even when there's injuries to the number 1 back, he's still, it doesn't put up more than like 10 fantasy points. Yeah. Just very, very average for RB1.
So other big matchups, like you said, well, we talked about the Tampa and Falcons. I don't know why originally, because I changed it, but I originally had Cowboys as a pick versus the Chargers, and I'm kind of like, why did I even?
No, I wouldn't pick that.
It's like a very, very risky one. It's gonna be a bloodbath, that game.
Yeah.
I hope. Then you have Chiefs versus Ravens. Yeah,
I think Chiefs would win that game. Will win that game quite comfortably.
same, but it's another kind of Tampa Bay. Like Rams, Tampa, and Chiefs. I'd rather
Save them.
leave it till the end.
Yeah.
Maybe not till the end. Maybe like week 5, 6, 7. At least to like start surviving a little bit longer. The Packers Lions. Again, you said it yourself. It should be an easy pick,
Yeah.
but I just don't know.
I'm just quickly checking the Browns schedule. I just want to see who they have who is kind of like easy coming up outside of the Texans. So they have Chicago, Minnesota, Chargers, Arizona, Denver. So you might want to target that Denver game for the Browns.
Bengals.
Bengals, I don't know. They have the Lions. They have the Patriots. Those are 2 good weeks.
Lions.
They have the Raiders. So you have like 3 or 4 more options for the Browns after this game. So
Yeah.
I just want to see a little bit more. I want them to destroy the Texans to give me that like confidence to pick them against weaker teams. If they struggle against the Texans, then I'm not really sure if I would.
That's true, and that's the same mentality that I'm having with the Steelers. So I think what we're kind of rotating towards would be the Patriots.
That's a tough pick.
Patriots Jets.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll probably bet on the Patriots today, but I remember it's a rookie quarterback, so we probably don't know what we're gonna see.
True.
We only see Mac Jones one time. It should be an easy game, right? We're thinking like this should be an easy game, but with the rookies, you never know. Zach Wilson might be amazing, and Mac Jones might stink. Who knows? This is the issue with week 1, week 2, week 3, and rookie quarterbacks. We don't know who we're gonna get. So let's decide this. Are we gonna take a more risky pick with kind of flirting with the Jets and the Patriots and the Broncos, or are we gonna take a safer pick like Bucs, or I guess Bucs are really the only safe ones this week.
Let's do this. We'll move on a little bit to the DraftKings that I wanted to talk about and do some tiers for fun. And the boys are online. They're on their own, but they're online. So let's just give them Patriots, Broncos, Steelers, or what would be the safe one something that you and I would agree.
The Bucs.
Like, would you pick would you waste the Bucs right now?
No, I wouldn't. But if you're asking for a safe pick, I think that's the only one this week that I'm like dead set on. That is 100%.
But
safe.
if neither of us want that, then like
I don't know.
I guess
Rams maybe, but even still, Colts defense is pretty decent. But I think the Rams would probably still torch them.
Okay, let's just say Patriots. Let's just say those 3: Patriots versus Jets, Broncos versus Jags.
Patriots versus Jets, Broncos versus Jags.
Okay, and we'll see what they say.
Yeah.
Perfect. So we have those 3 picks.
Yeah.
Let's go to DraftKings, which is a bit more fantasy related. It kind of like it. Have you ever done these tiers?
Yeah,
with DraftKings.
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So I did one earlier, or yesterday, I think. So let's start. Let's start from the bottom up or up top.
Let's start up top.
Up top.
Yeah.
Tier number 1, we got Kyler Murray versus Arizona, Tom Brady versus Atlanta Falcons, Dak Prescott versus Chargers, and Russell Wilson versus Tennessee. What are your thoughts here?
I'm thinking Tom Brady. I think
Really?
he's just
I was actually
air out
gonna
the ball
say-
and go crazy on Atlanta.
But do you? Because what if they, because it's such an easy matchup, they start testing the running game a little bit more. They get super ahead. They stop, they just start running the clock. I'm thinking more fantasy wise would be like the high scoring games, and I feel like that's where Prescott and Russell come in.
Okay, the second pick would probably be. Oh, who are Arizona playing against? Sorry.
Vikings. I mean, Kyler's gonna score no matter what. At this point, all these
I think Kyler or Dak.
4 QBs, Kyler or Dak.
Yeah.
I think all these 4 QBs will end up top 6, easily. It's just a matter of who comes out ahead. I think Kyler Murray and Prescott do end up above Brady.
I think I would take Kyler Murray over Dak Prescott because I think the Chargers defense is very, very difficult to play against. A lot of low-scoring games, whereas last week we saw the Vikings defense give up penalty after penalty against Joe Burrow, who is not that mobile compared to Kyler Murray. So I would pick Kyler Murray just off of that.
All right, let's do Kyler Murray then. I like that. All right, tier number 2, we got Christian McCaffrey, DeAndre Hopkins, Nick Chubb, Dalvin Cook, and Alvin Kamara. Good luck.
Christian McCaffrey.
So we got McCaffrey versus New Orleans.
Yep.
Okay, so let's do this. In that matchup, who runs more, McCaffrey or Kamara? Or who? Not who.
But
runs
I think
more,
it doesn't matter because the lead pass catcher for both teams are the running backs. So I don't think like slowing down the run game or whether you're losing or winning matters, because if you're winning, you're gonna run the ball, so the running back's gonna get it. If you're losing, you're gonna be throwing the ball, the running back's gonna be catching it. So I think it's a win-win whether it's Kamara or Christian McCaffrey. Don't think there's a wrong pick really, but because Christian McCaffrey is currently ranked the number 1 RB, I would tend to just go with him. I think this is gonna be a high-scoring game though, so
yeah,
I would tend to go that way. But Jameis Winston is the better quarterback. So, do you want a better quarterback?
I like the McCaffrey pick.
Yeah.
Just because it's like I feel like you're right. He's the only weapon. But how's the Saints defense though against the run? I mean, they stomped the Packers, so there's not a lot of.
Yeah. I'm just trying to check how many targets each running back had. Give me a second. So.
Because Kamara is a little bit deflated, right? Because they got ahead super early.
Yeah.
So they just benched
Kamara
him,
only had 4 targets and 20 rushes, whereas Christian McCaffrey. I mean, targets. That's not that many. 4 targets.
True,
for him.
The 20.
Wait, where are the? I can't find the Panthers for some reason.
21 rushes, 9 receptions.
Yeah. Okay, go Christian McCaffrey.
Same amount of yards, pretty much. 21 rushing, 98 yards, 9 receptions, 89
But it's
yards.
the targets for me. It's not really the yards. I would always go target-wise.
Okay, so it just okay. So the Dalvin Cook, I think I'm okay not putting just because we saw what the Cardinals did to. Yeah, that I mean Dalvin Cook was okay in fantasy-wise, but more so it's like what the Cardinals did to Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Week 1.
Yeah.
I'm like not a fan there. Nick Chubb, I'm never confident picking him.
Yeah.
Although
the Texans do suck against the rush, so he could have a huge game.
True, but then again, so could Kareem Hunt or both.
Yeah, that's a big problem there.
DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, we did pick Kyler Murray, assuming that he's gonna get a big game.
I think you always pick the best running back over the best wide receiver. If you get what I mean. Just way more opportunity.
All right. So we go with McCaffrey?
Yes, sir.
I'm down with that. All right. Tier 3, we got Darren Waller, Keenan Allen, DK Metcalf, Stephon Diggs, and Derrick Henry.
Darren Waller.
Is Pittsburgh? What happened with the double team?
Just the volume. I'm not saying that they're gonna be 19 targets. Like who else has 19 targets there? Derrick Henry, I would normally pick, but actually I'm kind of wanting to pick Derrick Henry because I just don't think he puts up 2 stinkers in a row.
Me too. And I mean, Jonathan Taylor did okay against the Seahawks, and I'm pretty sure the Titans. What am I saying? The Titans O-line didn't show anything. So I was gonna say Titans O-line was better than the Colts, but Titans was a little.
I think it was just one of those.
Bad.
Yeah, I think it was just bad because it was week 1. Honestly, it's kind of like similar with the Bills, similar with the Packers, similar with a lot of these big teams. They just stunk on week 1. So Titans have to win. I think this is a must-win game for the Titans because, I mean, the AFC South is theirs for the taking if they do win, but they're not winning. So, do you want to go Derrick Henry?
So, I think he'll be Derrick Henry.
I think he'll be a low. Also, we have to think about it this way. I think most people will go Darren Waller in this instance. I
mean, he is ranked last. Like
he is
Derrick
ranked
Henry,
last.
as opposed to,
does it have the
like,
percentage
Darren
of pick on there or not? No, it doesn't. Okay. That's
I
good.
don't think so.
Do you want to try Derrick Henry? You had a vision. You had a dream that he scored
True.
31 times 3
True.
points. So let's just go with
Oh my
your
god,
go with what you're
that I
dreaming
forgot
about,
about
man.
that. Yeah. So yeah, just quick context. I woke up and I literally just put in one of our leagues. I had a dream that Derrick Henry put 33.1, not 33, 33.1 fantasy points.
Yeah.
So hey, if I'm right, it's worth it. I mean, they are ranked against the ranking of the run defense, the OPPRK. I don't know what it really stands for, but it's how the running D that you're playing up is ranked against, and it's like the 28th best. So
Yeah.
there's opportunity there. I think the other two that I would maybe take a look at, but again, it trumps the whole like you'd pick the better running back over the better wide receiver. We said Dallas and Chargers are gonna have a massive, hopefully do the over.
Yeah.
So Keenan Allen might get a lot of those targets. Uh, DK Metcalf, we saw what Kyler Murray did against Tennessee.
Yeah.
So what can Russell be cooking?
Yeah.
But the thing with DK is, is it gonna be him? Is it gonna be Lockett?
Yeah. That's the thing. Lockett had the bigger
So,
game last week.
so I think I agree. Just the safest one. I mean, Derrick Henry had 17 rush attempts last week, which is yuck. But also because they were already pretty behind. I
They
think
were
they gave up
behind, yeah.
by the fourth quarter. You know,
And I think
so
Julio and AJ Brown have to have big games too. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to get ahead early and go to Derrick Henry after that.
I hope. All right, Derrick Henry.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Let's
I
do
like
it,
this
let's do it.
team.
All right. Yeah, I wish I had that in
I
fantasy.
know.
Can you imagine Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
All right, tier number 4. We got Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. Tyler Lockett, David Montgomery, and Calvin Ridley. I think I can ditch Calvin Ridley immediately against Tampa.
Yep. I would as
Although
well.
they will be behind, so they'll be constantly throwing. But
They were
again, it's
behind
Tampa.
last week, and he's ranked 51
True,
for wide receiver. So
True. Fair enough. Sold.
51st, sorry. Yeah.
Tyler Lockett is kind of that same reasoning that we were talking about, whether it's him or DK.
Yeah.
David Montgomery against the Cincinnati defense. We saw what
He's
the
a
Bengals
pass
are
catching
capable
running
of.
back as well, man. He had a fantastic game.
10 I know, one reception actually.
He only had one reception. How many attempts?
He had 16 rush attempts,
It's all right.
16 and one reception, and they were falling behind,
Yeah.
constantly in that game.
I like David Montgomery out of everyone here. I know we're going a lot of
Me
running
too.
backs here, but it's like
It'll be a running
it's
back week.
matchup. It's matchup.
Yeah. I mean, Amari Cooper did have a beast of a game.
But like I said, Chargers defense is really good. I think this is a 21-17 kind of game. It's
you
not
think?
that. Yeah, I think so. I
Boy.
think so.
All right. No, I mean, I'm kind of with you on the Montgomery train. I feel like it could be a running back week. It could be just all of these RBs,
Yeah.
popping off, or it could just not be. What do you think of Najee Harris against the Raiders? Think he's
Oh,
gonna
I love
feast?
it. I love it. I think every expert that I've listened to on podcasts this week is like, this is Najee's week.
Yeah.
Because you
That's,
play the Bills' defensive line is ranked like between 1 and 3 at the beginning of the season, depending on which expert you kind of listen to. So his very first game in a pro league is away from home against the Bills, which is very, very tough to do. Now you're at home against the Raiders. There's a lot of love for Najee in Pittsburgh, so I think he's gonna have a big
I mean,
game.
he had 100% of the snaps, like
100% of the game, yeah.
there.
So I
Like,
think that's very clear in itself that like they wanted to get him involved, and they were trying to. He just couldn't get many yards because the O-line was getting crushed by such a powerful defensive line, whereas the Raiders, I think they lost a couple people actually to injuries. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. I like Najee a lot.
Okay, cool. All right, tier 5. We got quarterbacks again. We have Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, Herbert, Stafford, Hurts, and Winston.
That's a lot of good players.
I'm not a fan of Jamie's on this one. If you ask me, I think it's gonna be a
Take out
big
Baker
run
as
game.
well. take out Baker. I don't trust him. He had 0 touchdowns and 1 interception last week. A lot of yards. Don't get me wrong, but I want someone who's going to be. I know it's the Texans as well, but I want someone who's proved to me already in week 1 to be in this lineup. So who are
Well, in that case,
Stafford maybe?
Yeah, the only one that's proved that would be Hurts, Stafford, and Herbert, because Josh Allen didn't prove Jack.
Herbert maybe. I kind of like Stafford, man. I really like it. Yeah, I
really do.
I think so.
I think Cooper is gonna feast again.
Yeah, I do.
Hurts, he had a good game, but it's against the Niners, D.
Yeah, exactly. Niners defense is a different animal.
And the thing with Herbert, I mean, the Cowboys defense sucks. So...
It does suck. It does really suck, but
I do agree though, Stafford. I'm down for Stafford.
Yeah, I just feel like the LA Rams defense is just always on. I mean, offense is always on the field. They have such a good defense that their offense just comes straight back on the field. It feels like. So
321 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interception, 27.3 fantasy.
How many catches did Darrell Henderson have, or targets? Sorry.
Darrell Henderson?
Yeah. Do you have that on you?
I do not.
Okay, it doesn't matter. I was just wondering if he was a pass catching running back, because then it'd be even better.
He was.
I had him on my team.
What are you doing? Remember. Yeah, what are you doing? Are you starting Darrell or are you starting?
Chris Carson. Yeah.
Chris Carson.
Yep.
Ooh. Ooh. All right, so we go with Stafford?
Yep, I'm happy with that. That's a sick team. How can that lose?
Kyler Murray, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, David Montgomery, Matthew Stafford. Not a single wide receiver has been seen.
Good. That's the way I like it.
Yeah. Well, I know exactly what we're gonna pick for this one if we keep going with running backs. So we have Adam Thielen, Joe Mixon, Cooper Kupp, Jonathan Taylor, Justin Jefferson, and Austin Eckler.
I kind of want to go wide receiver on this one.
You do?
I do.
Let me guess. All right, let's see if we're in the same spot. Cooper Kupp?
Yes.
Good. Sold.
Okay. Sweet.
I mean, I just don't. I can't trust Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen after what Arizona has done and after what the Bengals did to them.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon is, as good of a week as he had. He's against the Bears.
Yep.
Strong defense there.
Exactly why I wouldn't pick him.
And then Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler would be a nice pick, but it's just like if we think that Stafford is gonna feast, then who is he gonna feast with?
Yeah, exactly. There's literally only one guy.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Nice.
Tier 7. This is okay. I think this is easy based on what we said. So we got Deebo Samuel. This is a ton of wide receivers. Actually no, it's pretty even. We got Deebo Samuel, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown. Then we have for running backs we have Melvin Gordon, Miles Sanders. We also have AJ Brown, George Kittle, and lastly we have Najee Harris.
I would lean either towards Chris Godwin or Najee Harris. Chris Godwin had a monster week, week 1. It was against a poor Dallas defense, but still, he had way more targets than Mike Evans. Yeah, exactly. And we can go Najee Harris as well. So it's between those two for me. The rest are very much, I either didn't see a lot from them week 1 or I don't just like them in general as a week by week basis. They don't get I don't see I can't remember who you mentioned. Deebo Samuel. I don't see him he's nowhere near. That seems like a tier 11 or 12. I would consider him maybe if there was that. But yeah.
You just can't trust that offense. I mean, now they're saying Brandon Ayuk is back, and it's ugh,
I would just go on volume for this one, and like we said, 58 out of 58 snaps or 56 out of 56 snaps. I can't remember which one it was. Najee Harris played, so I think you go volume here.
So Najee? I'm down for Najee.
Yeah, and I truly do believe that the Steelers are going to be in front, so they're going to be running the ball.
Yeah.
They don't want it in Big Ben's hands. They want to pass it off and give it to the young man, so I'm down for that.
All right, last year we have Rob Gronkowski, had a massive game. Corey Davis, good week as well. Jamar Chase, great week as well. Brandon Cooks, great week as well. Jarvis Landry, Another great week. All these guys had great weeks. Devonta Smith, Damian Harris, and then Marquez Callaway. I don't know why Marquez is there.
Jeez, this is a tough one because it's all really good. I wouldn't go Rob Gronkowski again
Neither.
just yet. I want to see a bit more from him on a week by week basis. I had him last year, and like some weeks he'd have like 18, and some weeks he'd have like 5 fantasy points. So it's like can't.
That's
It's not.
true.
It's not. He's not. I wouldn't put him in that tier with like Kittle and Kelsey. So
Yeah.
I would
Let's
just
do
leave
this.
him out.
So we got rid of Marquez Callaway immediately.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're getting rid of Rob Gronkowski. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get rid of Devonta Smith. I don't think he's gonna have a repeat against the 49ers.
Okay.
That leaves you can eliminate someone now, so we can have Corey Davis, Jamar Chase, Brandon Cooks, Jarvis Landry, and Damian Harris.
Take out Damian Harris. I want a wide receiver.
Fair enough. So that
Uh,
leaves us Corey Davis, Jamar Chase, Brandon Cooks, Jarvis Landry. I will take out Corey Davis because I think the Patriots defense are gonna keep Zach Martin on his feet.
Yep.
So that leaves Jamar Chase, Brandon Cooks, and Jarvis Landry. OBJ is out again. By that logic, Jarvis Landry could have a big game.
Yep.
Brandon Cooks, had a great week, but he's facing a much better defense.
Yep.
Much, much, much better defense. And Jamar Chase also had a great week, but is facing a tougher defense in Chicago.
I think it's an easy pick then with Jarvis Landry then.
Jarvis, I feel like the
Yep.
I feel like the floor is pretty much the same with all these,
Yeah.
but the ceiling for Jarvis is just a
Yeah.
tad higher.
I think the targets
hope.
for Brandon Cooks will be higher, but it's whether he can actually convert those into yards. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, and that is all.
Nice. Let's get
That
it.
is our tier. So, quick recap: we have Kyler Murray, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, David Montgomery, and Najee Harris. Those are all like run 1 or 2 running backs. Then we have Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Jarvis Landry. I like that.
I do as well.
I like that very much. All right. So we have Seb. He has said that he's gonna trust you with the
Oh
Steelers.
God.
So that's 2 votes for Steelers. Let's see what Omar says.
Yeah.
But I think we'll leave it at that with three options: Patriots versus Jets, Broncos versus Jags, Steelers versus Raiders, and we'll wait till the last second to see what the guys say.
Yeah.
And we'll pick what's the biggest one. Perfect timing. Chelsea is about to start playing.
You think they're gonna
If
win?
they haven't already.
Yeah, it's
Hell
just
yeah.
starting now. I think they
Tackle
will
2
as
goals
well.
again.
Tottenham suck.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Rio. No, I'm kidding. I had a dream. It was 4-0. Imagine.
Well, I think it's doable. They lost. Who did Tottenham lost 3-0 last week? Can't remember who it was against.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, it was against a
Hilarious.
really bad team as well. I can't remember who it was.
What do you think?
Lost my mind. I think Chelsea win 2 or 3-0, or 2 or 3-1.
Do you have any of these guys in your fantasy lineups?
Lukaku captain.
Oh, okay. So
That's how much
Double the points, no?
that's how much I believe in Chelsea right now. I've got the captain on Lukaku, so let's hope.
well, kickoff starting. Lukaku.
He's definitely playing.
They almost scored.
Really? I can't even
Yeah.
see the TV from here.
That's hilarious.
That would have been a nice
All right,
start.
boys. Yeah, actually. Hello. All right, boys. We'll keep it boy.
Boys.
just you. Boys. Do you know who Ludwig is?
No, I don't.
Streamer? No. Okay, never mind then.
Sorry.
Boys. That's what he says at the beginning. Anyways, yeah, let's leave it at that. Let's hope we have a great NFL Sunday. Hopefully, we'll be happy by the end of the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Not sad and depressed like we were last time.
Let's pray.
I'm scared of the Steelers pick, man. But if Omar agrees with the Steelers, then I guess I'm cruising with you guys.
If
So-
if he goes Patriots, then let's just go that way.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you and Seb also kind of said okay
Yeah.
with the Patriots.
Yeah.
So I guess weighted average would be that. But let's see what Omar says. Probably, guys, that's gonna be our pick: Patriots against Jets or Steelers versus Raiders. Browns is just, Broncos. It's just a little bit of a toss
We're
up.
not
right now.
ready.
It's
We're not ready for that yet.
not the best team, you know. Like
Yeah.
sure they beat the Giants, whoop,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. If you guys enjoyed what we were doing, we're gonna probably be doing it right every week. Hopefully Thursdays and Saturdays. It seems like it's kind of a nice,
I like that.
nice for streams right before the Thursday night football games and Sunday football.
Yeah.
So we'll keep doing it. Leave us a like, subscribe, follow, and we'll see you and catch you guys later.
Peace.